Hi everyone, welcome back to the Anand studio. We have our, as usual, very welcome guest to our studio, Mr. Damu. Today, namaste, Damuji, for joining us.
Namaste, Anand. Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Same here, likewise. So today we'll be talking about, Damu and I will be talking about Narendra Modi ji. He just completed his 71 years and yesterday it was his birthday. So everybody celebrated, we saw that. So much of tweets going on back and forth, everybody wishing him. So we thought we will have this discussion about this man called Narendra Damodar Das Modi. That's his full name. And we will talk about what we see of him. It will be a discussion around that, what Damu sees of him, what I see of him, and what we understand of him. And hope you will enjoy the show.
I just want to mention one thing. The celebration will continue till 2nd October. So there will be a lot of programs, which will have a benefit to the people. It's not just the happy birthday celebration. It's for the people.
Exactly. And that's BJP, Modi's style. And Mr. Annamalai has also mentioned that there will be continuous celebrations that will benefit people. It's not just about putting a big banner and talking about Modi. Right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, totally. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah. So quickly, I'll give a quick summary of Narendra Modi ji's life till he became a PM, okay, for the benefit of our viewers. So he was born on the 17th of September 1950 in Vadnagar, Gujarat. Interestingly, he was the first Prime Minister to be born in independent India. All right. So, and he was third of the 6 children that his parents had. His father's name was Damodar Das Modi, which is why his middle name is Damodar Das, and his mother's name is Hiraba Modi. So they were from a marginalized section of the society. Right? He lived in a very small single-story house, approximately 40 feet by 12 feet. Right? So he understands the pain of our middle class and our poor people in India, because he was also poor once upon a time.
Anand, did he take a free train from Gujarat to Delhi?
I don't have that detail though.
No, but we have a person in Tamil Nadu who took a free train, and now they are the billionaires in Tamil Nadu. That's why I asked.
Oh, got it. I don't think so. I don't know, because nothing came free to Modi ji. All right, so he worked really hard for whatever he has earned today.
And the other thing is, I couldn't find any of his family members, in the party.
Exactly. So that's
we have a habit of seeing, grandfather, father, and the grandson to be in the party. For Modi ji, we couldn't find anyone. I think even he's not even living with his mother.
Exactly.
Yeah, please continue.
Exactly.
Please continue.
And his brother also works very modestly in a particular job today, even now. All right. So that's the kind of a background he has, and that's his outlook. And in 1972, he became RSS Pracharak, and in 1987, he became General Secretary of BJP Gujarat because of his very strong organizational skills. That's how we grow. In Tamil, we say Padi Padiya. It was not given to him in a silver spoon.
Correct.
Okay, so he worked his way up in the organization.
When you say Padi Padiya, I have to tell you also in Tamil Nadu, all these Dravidian government, they always says, yes, we will close Tasmak. Padi Padiya close pannuvom abdinu.
Right. In 2001, he became the CM of Gujarat for the first time. And after that, he was continuously the CM of Gujarat for 13 years. And then he became a prime minister. So if you see his life story, it's always been a struggle. Okay, it has not been easy. And he has really worked hard, but he had one thing in mind very clear, that he wanted to work for the country and not for just himself and his family. So that was very clear. So I just wanted to start with his life history, a quick summary of Modi ji, how he has come so far. And this is very inspirational for all of us and the youth of India today, okay, to really learn from this and probably get inspired, even the youth of Tamil Nadu. So your thoughts, Mr. Damaso?
No, there's a lot of things you can learn from our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. See, when he took over as a CM in 2001, Yeah, he was not a MLA, so, he took over as a CM and then he becomes the MLA. So the day he
Right.
becomes an MLA, the next day was a disaster. The next day was Godhra.
Good.
That was February 27th, 2002.
Right.
So, like this, many tough situations, he has managed, all his past experience, the tough situations and negative propaganda, made him as a strong man, made him as a very strong leader in India. So today, we all should be proud. We have a strong person as our Prime Minister.
Exactly.
He can take decisions. If he is not stronger, he will not implement 370. If he is not stronger, he cannot bring CAA. If he is not stronger, he cannot bring a new education policy. So all this happened because he is a strong man, and more importantly, he wanted to work for the nation. He wanted to serve the people. Today, we are all safe. We feel comfortable living in India because of Narendra Modi ji.
Exactly. Exactly. So if you see, Modi ji has really kind of worked his way up, as we discussed already. So as a politician, Modi ji had to, I'm to say, had a lot of issues coming or confronted. Okay, a lot of issues confronted him. Okay, starting with Godhra, and it was kind of a vendetta against him at that time, but he tackled that following the process of law, which is again very important, right? He did not throw tantrums and all that. He went through so much of bleeding happened, and then he came clean, right? And that's the perseverance of this man called Modi. He goes through the process very patiently, waits for his time to come. And that's why I see him grow within BJP also, isn't it? So he started as a general secretary, then national secretary, but he proved through the results that he got for BJP. And that's what brought him to the limelight, right? His hard work. As a Karyakarta in BJP, he did not just stay there and go with the flow all the time, right? He really made a difference, and that's a very important thing to notice in Mr. Modi.
Yeah,
Okay?
as you said, he goes through the process and he takes a firm decision. He takes a decision on his own. He is not a remotely operated PM. And whatever
Exactly.
decision he takes, it benefits the country, it benefits each and every citizen of India. After Modi ji took over as a PM, the world, the way they look at India has become different. We feel proud saying, I'm an Indian. So that happened because of Modi ji. He is able to take the decisions. He is able to do what he thinks is good for the nation, for the people.
He is a person who takes risks as a politician, I would think. Sometimes very unpopular decisions have been taken by him. Even Article 370, which was feared for the last 70 years. Everybody feared getting into that area
Nobody
of
wants
Article
to touch it.
370.
Nobody wants to touch it.
Exactly.
CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, nobody wants to touch it. They are all fear about taking this decision because they always have some sort of an agenda. It is not, they don't look at the benefit of the country, or they don't look at the benefit of the people. They all look at their own benefit, their own party benefit, their alliance benefit, and all that. So that is why they could not take a decision. But Narendra Modi is totally different. His motto is developing the country, doing good thing for the nation. So that is why he could able to take this kind of decisions. There are many economic reforms they have done. Otherwise, like if you see before Modi ji took office, like if you compare between 2006 to 2013, our GDP was 1.8 trillion, and we were in the world, we were in the 10th place. But if you see after 2014 up to 2021, now our GDP is 2.9 trillion, close to 3 trillion. So we moved from 10th place to 5th place. If there was no COVID for the last 2 years or 1.5 years, I'm sure we'll be in the 4th place or even 3rd place. So all this happens because of these kind of reforms. Now everything is online. They are very strong. They say, yes, you need to have an Aadhaar card, you need to have a PAN card,
Right.
and all these benefits, subsidies goes through online. See, they are paying like 6,000 rupees a year for farmers. Just pressing one button, it goes to starting from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Everyone gets it online. So there is no middleman. We don't lose money. See, these systems now works up to 90-95% efficiency.
Exactly. And that was a very important move for India. The money has to go to the bank account of every single person or the recipient, right? Without anybody again in between taking it. But in Tamil Nadu, for instance, even now, the 2,000 rupees that was given, I believe that was given in again cash. The digital system was not used. Is that? Damu, you know better.
No, purposely it was not used because, the government which is ruling now, they were not in a power for the last 10 years. So all these party members, they need some sort of a way to make money. So, maybe everybody thinks, oh, this government came and they are giving us 2,000 and then another 2,000. No, I think the major benefits, they wanted to give it to the party members. That is why they had this cash distribution. And they all have a bank account. Why they could not send it through the bank? They all have an Aadhaar card. Why they could not send it to them? Why they are distributing cash? Because more than the people's benefit, there is a personal benefit for the party and the party members.
Exactly. So Modi as a politician is not a person who is going after money, and there has not been any scam that has been reported. So it's been corruption free. That's a very important achievement of Modi ji's government because of Modi ji's leadership, also for that matter. Okay, so he comes with an intent to serve the nation. So if the underlying intent is there, then all these other things that we talk about that happens, the corruption and all that is not going to happen because the intent of the man is very clear. Right?
See, it's not only the corruption and the development. The way we look at our neighboring countries, the way they look at us. If you see before 2014, there is always terrorist attack in Kashmir. And Pakistan, they decide when they wanted to enter. They decide when they can attack. They do everything. And what we do, we try to defend, and then we arrange a conversation with them. We try to talk to them in a polite way. But after Modi took over office, the treatment is different. The way we approach is different. And if you know Pulwama, February 14, 2019, okay, they did a suicide attack. We lost about 40 army men and one suicide person. But we took a week, 10 days, 26th of February, same month, our army, they went into Pakistan in their airspace. We attacked, we finished their training camps. There were about 350 terrorists. We killed them. When we came back, our army personnel, they call Pakistan and say, boss, yes, we did our operation. If you try to do something like this is what we will do. If you stop, we will keep quiet. If you continue, we will do it twice or thrice. So that is the message we gave them. We gave the same thing for China in Ladakh. Yes, they killed 19 of our army men. But then when we gave them back, we made 5 times more damages. So now they are keeping quiet. So we are not only defending. So the defensive offense. Yes.
As Mr. Doval says, defensive offense, and that's a new India, right? So we'll be very kind and we'll have great relationship. But if you start playing around with us, we will again give it back. All right, with the same kind of an impact. So the other bit, interestingly, is Modi ji as a politician is so creative and innovative. That's how I see this. His Man Ki Baat program to connect through the radio, for instance, That's a very creative one. Why couldn't people, earlier politicians or earlier prime ministers, think about this, right? Doing a series of Man Ki Baat. Okay, so these are some of the things this guy, Narendra Modi ji, thinks very creatively. He keeps on learning, and he adapts to new things, right, and uses it very creatively. And that's another very important aspect of Modi ji that people have to notice.
See,
I think they have already.
it clearly shows he is people's man. He doesn't wanted to keep himself away from the people. He wanted to connect with the people with the best possible way. Whatever way he can connect, he is trying to connect. And for this Man Ki Baat, I have to mention something. Every time, every month, he speaks to someone in Tamil Nadu. So I'm very, very happy to say that.
Definitely. And nobody else could think about basic things like toilets in villages.
True.
Right?
True.
So we expect Modi ji to do everything which was not done 70 years of our independence in 7 years. All right? Because expectations are there. Okay, they are sky high from all of us. But the man is trying to correct all the basic issues that we have in our country, and that too quite creatively. Otherwise, see, a simple thing like toilet, building that across the board in all villages, okay, did not strike anyone else.
Correct.
And he comes and talks about this, and then everybody else starts latching on to it. And that's what is the uniqueness of Modi ji, right?
See, all his schemes, creative, efficient, and effective.
Right.
Exactly. It's not only just a creative, it is very efficient, very effective, useful to each and every one.
Exactly. And he understands, right? Because that's the, I'm going to say, that's the advantage that he has. Okay, he has risen from that. He has been there, seen this. He knows the pain of people, and that's how he's coming up with all these programs that really impact at the ground level. Okay, people who have a lot of money might not realize it, but a toilet is so important for a villager.
Definitely,
for a
definitely.
woman folk in the village, right? So
Yes.
all these things, Ujjwala scheme that they have, that was so important. Although it might sound very small for us, small to us, but it's very important for the villagers and the women folk to grow and develop in the villages and the quality of life, right? So it's very important, and he has thought through that in the beginning itself.
Giving 6,000 rupees to a farmer in a year, it's a big help. Big help.
Definitely.
They get like 2,000, like 3 times a year, which no one thought about it. And this is transferred to their account directly. It's not a cash distribution. No middleman. Nobody is taking the money. So this is what I said, creative, efficient, and effective. Whatever you give, 100% benefit reaches the end user.
Exactly. And the farm laws are also like that, right? Although there's too much of politics being done by the people sitting in Delhi on the roads and all that.
No, there is no. I don't see. Anand, sorry, I don't see any politics in this farm bill. It's only one state who is fighting, and everyone knows why they are fighting, and who is sponsoring them.
Exactly.
It is narrowed down to Punjab only now.
Yeah.
So who is protesting and who is fighting? They are all brokers. They are all middlemen. Exactly. They are not real farmers.
Exactly. And the real farmer would understand the advantage of it for him or her.
Anand, I wanted to mention one very important thing now, and then you can conclude.
Sure.
See, yesterday we have done 2 crores of vaccination. We have administrated 2.3 crores of vaccination. And this is a world record. And no country in the world can do this. They can't even think about it. There are some countries, who has got only 5 million population, 10 million population. They have only done up to 60% or 70%. In one day, we have done 2.3 crores. And in US, it's a developed country. You have all sort of transport. You can reach each and every one. They have the national ID. You can trace them. But India, it's not like that. We don't have a national ID for everyone. There are some places you can't even reach them. There's no road transport, proper transport, but still we are able to do this. This is possible because we have a good administrator, we have a good PM, we have a strong PM. There's a lot of planning goes behind this.
Exactly.
We have to feel proud about it. We have to say, yes, I am an Indian. Only in India this is possible.
Exactly. We all have to be proud of this achievement, actually. Okay, we had an issue. Corona was a big problem for us, but it was kind of countered in a very great manner by this government. It's not easy, as you said, doing so much of vaccination.
If you see none of our medias, they talk about it. All these medias, they should talk about it, because it's not the achievement of a BJP or Narendra Modi. It is an achievement of each and every Indian.
Exactly.
Because to administrate 2.3 crores of vaccine, how many health workers were involved? What kind of a support they did, what kind of a planning they did, what kind of a work they did. We have to appreciate each and everyone. They were involved in this operation, they were involved in this mission. So media should talk about it, but no one talks about it.
And achieving this much of vaccination, even after so much of bad politics or cheap politics done by a lot of the opposition forces, saying that, okay, first they started saying that this is Modi vaccination, I will not take it. Okay, they started spreading that. Okay, and then later they couldn't do anything, because people understood that it is important to really take the vaccination, and now we are seeing that happening quite a lot. Okay, so it's not that's where even with so much of cheap politics going on around, Modi was really focused in getting things done. He didn't kind of get deterred by all this stuff, and that's this man. He is a karma yogi, I would say.
Exactly,
right? So
exactly.
He just looks at what he has to do, what is his dharma, keeps on moving. All right. So we had a great discussion about Mr. Modi, and I also learned quite a lot of things, Mr. Damu, and hopefully you also kind of learned something from our discussion anyways. And I'm sure our viewers will understand Modi ji much better now, and they should all go and read the life of this man in much more detail. And that will be very inspiring for them, and that will also help them grow in their life and careers also, for that matter. All right. Okay, with that, thank you so much, Mr. Damu, for your time today. It was a great discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand.